Hiya! Just thought I would sit down and have a cup of tea and share with you this pattern that I had put down. I am just starting amigurumi. What it is it's the Japanese art of making basically toys or animals. So there's some cute ones in here. As you can see, oh, this is just adorable. Wouldn't that be a cute gift? And then, of course, the one I'm working on, and you can pick it up at your local craft store. All right, so that's the one we're going to be working on. I had put it down for a little while. I'm also going to share with you my tea I'm having today. It's called Kinda Chai. It has black tea, pink peppercorn, clove, orange peel, ginger, and cinnamon. Okay, so this is from my local, a different herbalist than the one I have spoke about before. And we'll just put this right in our, oh, I guess I'm almost out. We'll have to go visit that one again. All right, so you can see how it looks in there, and then we'll pour our water, our boiling water. So what this does, I got this at a local wine shop of all places. This kind of silicone steeper. Oh, you can see the pink peppercorns in there. Is that not beautiful? So what we'll do is just put our water aside, and we'll see if we can zoom in on that. Okay, it's starting to settle down. So we'll go ahead and put our lid on it and let it steep for a moment over here while we decide where we're going to figure out where we left off with this guy. So is this not just adorable? So you see we have him stuffed for his head. So we'll sew the body on that I'm working on right now to this ring of his head. Already put the safety eyes on because I'm not necessarily going to give this to a child. Otherwise you can sew them on with embroidery thread if you feel like you're going to give it away. This one I'm going to keep. This will be my inaugural one. I have never done it before. I knit and crochet garments, scarves, hats, things like that, sweaters, but I had never done this. In fact, it's funny because it seemed like it was so hard to make these little creatures, these adorable creatures, and I didn't think I could do it. So, but as you can see, I'm starting to love the consistency of it. This yarn is more of a cottony yarn, so it's fun to use and easy to wash up, which is great for a toy. So what I'm working on is the body, and since I've put this down for a while, I wanted to show you that if you're new or a beginner like me, how, I don't know about you, but when I put down a project, sometimes if I put it down too long, I have a fear about picking it up or just too much mental energy to pick it back up because I would have to try to figure out where I left off. Give me some hints and tips if you have a favorite way of doing that. I think it's not a struggle that's just mine. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the pattern and we're on the body. So that happens to be here, the body. And we're going to figure out where we are at. Okay, so here's the body. So I just counted the stitches to figure out where I was at. And what's nice about this pattern is I know I'm right around here, but let's count it for exact, because if you didn't get this right, it's going to throw off your whole structure, since this is more of that, you know, it doesn't lay flat like a sweater does. It's actually, you know, 3D in shape. So you can decide. So I think it's right around here. So what we're going to do is count our stitches. So this was my last row that before I put it down, I had some things going on. So we're just going to count, starting with that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50. And we're 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 54. And if we look at our pattern, we just completed row 23 before we set it down for many months. So it's easy to know that I'm on round 24. So in round 24, I'm very confident that this is where I am. I'm going to end up, when I finish this row, at 51 stitches. And I'm going to single crochet for the next 16 stitches, and then I'm going to decrease, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around until I have 51 stitches. Okay, so that's a way that this type of project isn't quite as tricky as figuring out maybe, you know, a sweater or something more detailed. Okay, so I have my stitch marker in here, so that's the start of my row, my first stitch. You do that when you're working in the round. And I know you, if you've watched some of my knitting videos, I knit right-handed, but I'm actually left-handed, and that's how I learned how to crochet. So we're gonna do single crochets here, starting with this one. 16 times, so 1, 2, 3, and if this looks backwards to you, it's probably because you're right-handed. 4, 5, 6, 10 more. 1. And yes, I am going through both legs of the V, and that's what I was counting when I was counting my 54. 1, 2, 3 were these V's, okay? So, and try to keep your tension the same. Turn on some music. We're gonna have our tea. It'll be just the right amount of time that it will have steeped by the time we do our first decrease. If I rush it a little bit, it doesn't take me 5 minutes to do that many stitches, even though I am newer at doing this type of project. Okay, but I just want to be kind of a voice of encouragement for all of you that, you know, have wanted to pick this up. You've watched plenty of videos. It's really just time to get started. So this pattern was a free pattern at my local yarn shop. So or what we might call them big box yarn shops. Okay, not my local yarn shop, which I do frequent. All right, so we started with this one. Okay, so that was where we were at. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we just finished 14. So we will do 15 and see, you get to go right through the hole. That's what makes it easy. And make sure you have both loops there. Okay, and sometimes you have to count again and again, especially if you get distracted, but we can tell that we've had some decreases here, so we know we're getting close. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we did our 16, so now we're going to do a decrease. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to go through 2, and do your single crochet. And then we get to do 16 again. So 1, go a little faster here so we can have our T. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Remember which number we stop at? 15 and 16, and then we get to do the decrease, and so that's going through 2. So we're going to go through both of those. And do a single crochet. And we're going to continue that pattern around, but guess what? It's time for tea. So we're going to take a look at this. Isn't this cute how this holds it on? So then the other thing that I like about this too, let me put it down, is then you hold your steeper, which has this cute little handle, and you can see the T. Is that not beautiful? See the pink peppercorns in there? It's a nice color for being, I guess it does have black tea in it. It's not a complete herbal. So we're just going to take out the silicone and put it right there. Okay, so all right, and then we're going to taste this and smell this and tell you. Oh, it can smell the peppercorns for sure. Nice balance though. The peppercorns aren't over spicy or anything like that. So just very balanced. good color. Let's see what other flavors we were supposed to, oh, clove and orange. I do taste the orange peel, very light. Ginger's not overpowering. Sometimes ginger, clove, and pink peppercorn can be overpowering if it's not balanced, but this one's nice, and then that hint of cinnamon. Always feel free to, if you have, say, ginger at home, or make sure it's not, make sure it's something that you would like, and the amounts be careful of, because that can be pretty overpowering. But sometimes I'll put a little extra cinnamon in my tea too. I always like to make it my own, and then you can see what this looks like, and we'll get back to our knitting. I guess crocheting, sorry knitters. I am, if you know me, I've been working on my knitting project for so long. That's why I've had to put this down, and I'm just picking it up. So knitting's on my mind. You can see the pink peppercorns in there. Oh, there's the orange peel. Okay, that's the orange peel. You can tell it's fresh. That's what I like about this. It's not manufactured. Let me see that. Okay, pink peppercorn. See if I can get one for you. And the black tea, there's pink peppercorn there. And black tea. All right, so putting this good stuff in our body. I'm just gonna move that away just so I don't, it's washable. It's just water, right? But let's do one more round. And you can count with me or grab your project. Again, we're going right through the hole, so it's pretty easy right there. Okay. So, and sometimes you can just loosen your thread if you were confused. You can see the lines. If you thought that maybe you had to go in there again, go into this one again, you can see that you didn't have to. Okay, because you can see where your thread is. You can kind of move it as well, and that's a little trick that, so you can kind of see where you left off. But we can stretch our yarn. Everyone's afraid when they're new sometimes to do things like that, but feel free to stretch your yarn. It will go back to... Okay, and this is 16. That's what I like about this too, is it's just so easy to see your holes that you need to put your stitches in. And this is with a 4mm hook, which is a US G, which is a 6. Okay, so G or 6. And even if you didn't count, since we're at the end, you could see I have the 2 stitches left, 1 and 2, before I'm at the beginning. So we knew that we ended with a decrease. So we're gonna go in both of those, basically making it 1 stitch or a decrease in stitch. It was 2 and now it's 1. And then we are are going to put our stitch marker in. I'm just going to use this one because I didn't really use it for counting. I just used it for marking that row at that time. And I'm just going to put the stitch marker on, and it's going to go through my V, the back and front. You can do it however you want. And these aren't, you know, fancy stitch markers. So then that's our beginning again. Okay, is right here. All right, so thank you for joining me. And if you haven't tried amigurumi yet, please do so. This is a pretty cute pattern. It was free. I know that there's beautiful books out there. I was just watching a video knitting podcast, and yes, it happened to be a knitting podcast. I know this is crochet, but they were advertising a book that just came out. That was the 365 days of amigurumi. So it had that many patterns in it. They were very cute. I have to say I'm very picky. I like a little bit of character in mine. So like this is adorable, right? So is that not adorable? All right, so you can find some really fun ones. If you have a friend that maybe loves frogs or a friend that maybe loves polar bears, I'm sure you can find one. This is what this guy is gonna end up looking like. And it's funny, I talked to my mom and she said that she had the same exact pattern. She also had not tried it before, even though she comes from generations of knitters and crocheters. She also had never tried amigurumi and thought that she would try it. And it was funny because when we spoke, this was when I told her I was working on this, she said this was the pattern she picked up to be her first one as well. So that will have to be a fun, maybe Zoom call or something. So again, go ahead and just pick up your crochet hook and try it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It is very easy. Obviously, if I start off, I can leave him without clothes on, meaning without his hat and his scarf, or I can go ahead and switch out the colors and do the hat and scarf. Then I have the pattern for making hats and scarves for, you know, anything really, or using any yarn as well. So not too bad for a free pattern, although please support your designers as well. They put a lot of time, effort into making it right, having test knitters to bring it to you. So thank you all for joining me, and happy crocheting.